once again, is from Chickley Park, near here in Derbyshire. The world, as I've opined on many an occasion, is absolutely insane. It's been perverted, it's been inverted, and it's been switched 180 degrees from the truth. And this is why you have expressions like telling the truth in times of universal deceit is a revolutionary act. It's also, in these times, rather comical to express the truth. You know, I never thought I'd live to see the day when a member of the royal family, the Grand Old Duke of York, gets arrested on his 66th birthday, and it involves 6 police cars turning up at Sandringham Estate, I believe, which of course is also the site of a discovery of two dead bodies were found on the Sandringham Estate, and there was obviously nothing suspicious about that, so the police just did not investigate it at all. So the mind boggles exactly what's going on, and it's, you know, it's something like 400 and odd years since a member of the royal family was actually arrested. And you could say, well, it's been a long time coming. But isn't it interesting how both Andrew and his elder brother, King Charles, were closely linked and associated with various paedophiles? Most famously, or infamously, of course, in Andrew's case, with Jeffrey Epstein. But in the case of King Charles, you've got his association with Jimmy Savile and with the former Archbishop, as well as his uncle, Lord Louis Mountbatten, who was an absolute fraud and a charlatan. And you can see right now that the apocalypse is in many ways a glorious thing, because the great revealing, the great unveiling is upon us. And it seems right now that nobody can hide. So you've got the likes of Peter Mandelson, whose crimes are being exposed. Peter Mandelson, who incidentally has been renting a mansion from Nathan Rothschild since 2014. Peter Mandelson, who is the son of Jewish immigrants, and is now, if the narrative is to be believed, seeking refuge and shelter in the Rothschilds' fiefdom, the place commonly known as Israel. So you do wonder that how much more is, just when you think it couldn't get any more insane, we have another data dump which reveals just how crazy and insane it is on another level altogether. It just gets deeper and deeper. Hello.
Alright, no.
You alright?
Yeah, raining again, Doc.
Well, it's 40 days, it's biblical.
Yeah.
We've went with a break, apart from yesterday.
Yeah.
It's been raining every day since the turn of the new year, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What do you think's going on?
Yeah, but, you know, 2 weeks sunshine to be out pipe ban.
I know. The world's absolutely crazy.
Oh, it's gone, mate.
And the Grand Old Duke of York, you know, what's happened to him? I never thought I'd live to see the day when a member of the royal family got arrested.
Oh, wow.
He's a dirty bastard.
Yeah, but nobody knows. We'd have been saving 20 years now.
Mum's here to protect him now, that's the problem.
You know what I mean? He wants going in Nottingham prison. Give him some good hidings, that's what he wants.
Tower of London's where you traditionally put the traitors.
Yeah, but he knew what he was doing.
Oh, they all
They're not that stupid.
Well, they are pretty stupid.
They all have been to the 10 bob bit all on them.
Exactly.
They all do.
Exactly, I know.
See you
Yeah.
later.
See ya. The people do know. The people are aware of it. Common sense prevails, and you come across it in the most unlikely of characters. But it's usually amongst those who are relatively free of any sort of state education. So yeah, the Grand Old Duke of York, he had 12 million quid. He paid it to someone for something that he never did. So it's all coming out. And the one thing, the glue that holds it all together is you could say the glue is the paedophilia, or pederasty perhaps would be a more appropriate description of it. But you know, the horror show is these revelations about what they've been doing to children, like farming children, trafficking children, and fucking eating them, as well as, you know, carrying out acts of unspeakable depravity against them. So it goes. And you know, in times of universal deceit, it does behove us to speak the truth. And when I look at what's happened with Peter Mandelson, and more recently Tony Blair has been creaming in millions of pounds since he retired, shall we say, or was shoved aside as being the Prime Minister of the decrepit and morally defunct United Kingdom. At one point he was being, now it was either Uzbekistan or Turkmenistan, if I've got it correct, one of these stars, they were paying him £11 million a year for his advice. Now you would say, what kind of fucking advice can Tony Blair give, apart from how to commit genocide and get away with it? But, you know, he's now rating hundreds of millions of pounds. He was laughably appointed in 2007 as peace envoy to the Middle East. And you could say, well, how did that go? Why is he not being sacked? Because peace in the Middle East is a pipe dream right now. It's not on the cards, it's not going to happen. And it was never going to happen whilst Tony Blair was in that bogus role. And the word odious doesn't really begin to describe these types. They are, of course, just like villains on a pantomime set. Except it's more invidious than that. The whole world is truly a stage. And as I've said before, it's now clearly a pantomime of the absurd, but it's also, there's a brutal absurdity to it, as well as a criminal one. And if pederasty is the glue that holds it all together, then on top of that, you've got the financial system, you've got the money, the filthy lucre, which is designed to control it all. So it should come as no surprise that Mandelson and Blair, to name but two, have been creaming off huge profits. We're talking tens, if not hundreds of millions of pounds for their own personal gain and to the detriment of the peoples of Britain. And people will say, well, these Epstein files, it's great to see it all being revealed. However, when are we going to see another arrest? When are we going to see some of these traitors in police custody? Difficult to see, because the police are indeed the lapdogs of the financiers. If the financiers have a lien over all the property, and what a very Jewish thing that is, as I explained in my previous roadcast, the charge over property is a Jewish financial construction. It's a complete Semite tool for enslavement and unjust enrichment, which includes the ingredient of usury and compound interest and all of that. It's like and enough is never enough. There's never enough of these types. They want more, more, more. The greed is insatiable. It's this bottomless pit, and clearly the whole thing now is just a pit, a cesspit, if you like, of gross, decrepit insanity, with all kinds of immorality, pride, avarice, wrath, the so-called 7 deadly sins, all mixed in for good measure. And pride comes before a fall, there's no doubt about it. How often do we see it? Time after time we see these maxims, these axioms are proven to be correct. Well, I've got something very pertinent to reveal, but I'm going to do it when the time is right. Because recently I've been accused of something completely false, to the point of being completely fucking mad, to being completely insane. Let's just say I've been accused of being an ASSIN. And as I've said on many an occasion, extraordinary claims require extraordinary proofs. So bring it on. I'm going to end it there for today. Just a quick one, just to catch up with you and say hello. I was very busy last week, so I didn't get time to record anything, but you should be seeing this by the end of the week. Today is Monday, the 23rd of February. From the cloudy and drizzly expanse of Shipley Park, I'd like to wish you all a splendid day wherever you may be. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, drop me a comment, share it and all that malarkey. If you haven't subscribed yet to my website, please do so. And I'm also on Substack and the usual limited hangouts like Facebook, X, and yeah, you can find me there if you want to get in touch. As I said previously, I'm not exactly Mr. Bountiful when it comes to having large audiences, so if you drop me a comment, I will invariably get back to you because I'm not being inundated with messages and emails and what have you. So, until the next time, thank you for listening, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Cheers.